From the boardroom to the operating room. Next, the chairman and CEO of a man you need to hear from. He's the CEO of medical device company NuVasive, on everything from growing the company, which makes products for surgical treatment for spinal disorders, to taxes and healthcare reform. It's a Fox Business exclusive. Stay tuned. He's coming right up. At the heart of the battle to reform healthcare is cutting costs. My next guest and his company are doing just that through technological advancements and breakthroughs in the treatment of spinal disorders specifically. Here in a Fox Business exclusive is Alex Lukianov. He's the chairman and the CEO of a company called NuVasive. I should mention that your 52-week low of the stock was around $24. You are way up off that low. That's two prepositions together. Sorry about that. But looking very good today. So obviously you're doing things that the shareholders like at the moment. Here it is. Here's the chart 1 year. But beyond the stock price, it's the innovation. And you say that cost cutting through your innovations is what is sort of the future of healthcare. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, what we've done at NuVasive is we've changed spine surgery dramatically. It's being done from the side instead of from the back or through the belly. And as a result, it can be done much faster. So a procedure can be done in 1 hour instead of 3 hours. Patients are leaving the same day of surgery instead of 3 or 4 days later, and they're back to activities of normal living in 3 weeks versus 3 months. So these are all cost savings to the system.
So you're really innovating in that regard. And I also want to mention that Alex has serious spine issues, and you just subjected yourself to your own treatment, correct?
Yes, it wasn't just to raise revenue, so even though it did help us with that.
But, one surgery helped your revenue.
But my surgery was 18 months ago, and even through our entire process of going public, now we've been public for over 5 years, I had a lot of problems with back pain. And so I was pretty much debilitated in terms of standing. I couldn't stand like the way we're standing here right now for more than 5 minutes without having to sit down. And so I'm now 18 months and have no symptoms
What was
whatsoever.
the problem? And what was the solution?
I have degenerative disc disease, which means that my discs were collapsing. And so we did our surgery coming in from the side, replacing my discs with a composite material that has now fused. And so I've lost about 2 or 3 degrees of motion in my spine, which I can't even feel the difference. But the pain is gone, all the pressure is off the nerves, and I'm fully rehabilitated.
Well, that's genius, and I find it fascinating, too, and I'm sure you would agree that to have made those advancements, you have to do R&D, research and development.
Absolutely.
Right now, we're in an atmosphere where we're trying to figure out the healthcare situation to cover just about everybody, if it's possible, because that's the society that President Obama and, frankly, other presidents in the past have really aimed for and haven't been successful. Some of the concern is that medical device makers like yourself would be crimped because there would be these fines levied on you. How do you see that?
Well, I think it's a huge problem. I mean, having to tax medical devices as a way to bring down healthcare just doesn't work, because all you're doing is taking away from innovation. So we think that's a very bad idea. We'd like to see something done on a broad basis. I think certainly everybody feels that healthcare coverage has to be changed. There has to be broad-based coverage to some degree, but it shouldn't be done at the expense of innovation.
Do you have the ear of anyone in the administration or anybody in Congress?
Well, we're trying to do a lot of things through all of the different associations. We're trying to fight back on this tax. We don't think it makes any sense, and so we've been pushing hard, and we've got a number of support from senators, but not yet. We haven't won that battle by any means.
Not by any means. Tell me about the company itself right now. Are you looking to innovate, or maybe a dual effort here by acquiring other companies?
Well, 90% of our products are organically developed, so everything we've done pretty much ourselves. We should be achieving $500 million in revenue here very soon, over the next year or so. So the company's done very well. We've acquired 6 different companies over the last 2 years, mostly smaller technologies, but we're looking to acquire abroad right now. We're looking for some distribution houses in Japan, in Europe. We're moving into OUS right now.
Okay,
so
but
we're
you're
very quick.
Based in San Diego, and California. Look, it's my home state. I love it, but it just got voted once again the worst state in which to do business. You going to stay in San Diego?
Well, right now we plan to stay in San Diego, but we are opening an office in New York and New Jersey. Not that taxes are all that great
Hello.
here.
I mean, New Jersey's the worst, right?
No, but there's a lot of business on the East Coast, and for our London office, it's ideal for training surgeons.
But what is the atmosphere right now for business these days? Some people feel that it's a cold one. Others say, no, small businesses are getting help from the administration.
You know, we've done very well in this situation in terms of our company because we've continued to grow at a very fast pace. Overall, it's a relatively dour outlook for most companies, but we've been putting up very fast growth rates. We've been growing 4 times the market. Our market's growing 10%. We're growing 4x, 5x that. So we've been adding jobs. We're one of the few companies that's doing that, but it's because of our technology. So we're taking market share on an ongoing basis. But overall, our concern is that if we have a tax imposed upon us, we'll have to cut jobs. We won't be able to innovate. And our success is all tied to innovation. And that's why the company has done so well, because of our technology.
Alex Lukianov is the CEO of NuVasive, and he is living proof. You've been standing here for more than 5 minutes.
Can go longer.
That his spinal products work because you subjected yourself to them. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll be watching the company very closely. Thank you. The closing bell ringing in 11 minutes.